Okay, Kirsten, this is your 10-day hearing. Back in July, Arlington PD brought you in. So the police were given a tip about a missing girl flyer at a local 7-Eleven where you were listed. And got a tip that said you were at an apartment near the 7-Eleven. Mail in there, boyfriend about 30. And mom lived upstairs. She said son's girlfriend may be in the picture, maybe the girl in the picture. Led you in the apartment. They found boyfriend. And they found you, gave a fake date of birth that made you 17. Learned that you were 16 and listed as a runaway. And currently, I guess you're in CPS care. Okay, we have somebody from the department here? Hello, Ms. Neighbors. Okay, so she has.
The workers are Ms. Barnes.
Okay, so there is a placement found?
Yes, we have placement for her available on Friday. Ms. Barnes is stepping in for Gracious Linnell.
Okay.
Her normal caseworker is Ms. Linnell.
So what would y'all like me to do? Hold her until you're ready, or do you want to take possession of her?
We'd like to be able to release her directly to the facility.
Sure, I can do that.
She's been on the run since November. So.
I understand. Kirsten, you have the right to make choices. You don't have the right to choose your consequence. When you're run away from OCOK, and that means when you're caught up with, then the decision comes to me. So I just think that if I let you go, you run away again. So hopefully this is an experience you can go forward, and then you can set up a better relationship with me. Let me trust you more. So I appreciate that you're level 1 outstanding. It does mean something to me, but it has to be a longer play than just one day. You can't just fix things right away just by making one 10-day hearing, okay? So hopefully you'll go to Light of the Pines, make good decisions there, actively engage, get back here. I am certain that the DA's office does not want to prosecute you for anything if you can make good positive changes in your life, okay? That's just something to think about. Otherwise, you do run the risk of going to TJJD for this offense. Okay? Thank you, Kirsten.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Davis. And then we can release, do y'all have a time yet, or is y'all, as far as the transport, I mean, is it certain on Friday, or do you need?
It's certain on Friday. I'll come and get around 8:30.
Okay, then what I can do, let's go ahead. Do y'all want me to sign a release order then, now? Is Paxton here?
She was being covered today by Mr. Richardson, who walked out.
Okay. Well, Mr. Remington, you're supervisor.
We'll take it today, Your Honor, while you're doing it.
Just sign it now,
Yep.
and then just have it ready.
Use it then.
All right, and I'll post date it. And we're gonna release to OCOK. Who's gonna transport?
Yes.
Okay.
May I approach?
Yes, sir. All right, so just a release order for this post dated for Friday, release directly to OCOK. All right, thank you, Ms. McGonigal. Daniel. Yes. Thank you. All right. Well, Daniel, you are almost 17 and you are level 3 outstanding. How do you get to level 3?
He got into an altercation with another peer, which jumped in the back.
Okay, so defending himself? All right. Yeah, I'm gonna let you know, this is without going over anything else. I understand you need to defend yourself, okay? I don't know the details of what happened. I will let you know that it's rare that fights just happen by themselves. Usually there's some stuff that kind of leads up to it. That's usually both people are at fault, okay? I'm not saying it's you, I'm just saying usually. And if there's a pattern of behavior where you keep on having to defend yourself, then that just looks bad. And you know you're approaching 17, and when you turn 17, I have the option of sending you downtown to the adult jail or to keep you here. Okay, so just kind of this isn't a threat, it's really a true, genuine warning. Just kind of be careful, because I don't want to have to send you downtown, okay? All right, so let's go over your case. You turned yourself in on a warrant that we issued in June for failing to report. Judge Terry signed that one. You left home without permission. You were placed on deferred prosecution for criminal trespass. Is that what we're here for? Misdemeanor criminal trespass?
Two of them. Yeah.
Two, okay. Maintenance went to a vacant apartment and found one female, two males inside, apparently had moved in. Damage to the door frame about 500. Another one, apartment complex, was the same apartment complex?
It's a different apartment.
Different apartment complex. Deadbolt was locked, but it was supposed to be vacant. And apartment had problems with kids breaking into vacant apartments. So. All right. So we're supposed to have a visit. You left the home, didn't have permission to leave the home. Thought you were at a girlfriend's house, but wasn't sure. So mom filed a runaway report. Do you have a parent here?
No, you're on. She's up.
She's at work. All right. Ms. Peters, can you more details about this, like Daniel being jumped?
Oh, I just talked to the supervisor in the back. He said that was a peer altercation and he got jumped and then he fought back.
I'm sorry, what?
That's all the details he had given me.
Daniel, I'm frustrated because these are misdemeanors that you got deferred prosecution for. All you had to do was stay at home. The fact that you didn't stay at home brought you here, and then now you're stuck here because whatever is happening that gets you in these fights. Even if you are defending yourself, something's leading up to that, which I'm pretty positive that you have something to do with, right? Stephanie, is there a note in there? Did I tell him to let him go at level 1? No. No? We know anything about this girlfriend? Does mom approve her?
No. No, every time he gets out, he runs to her. And she was actually a companion in one of the.
Do we know how old this girlfriend is?
17, 18.
Okay, age appropriate. Well, Daniel, we'll look at this. I'm gonna, you're level 3, so I'm not gonna release you. I mean, that's just the rule. Everyone knows that. Let's look at this at the next 10-day hearing, decide. Hopefully you can be in a better position. Give your attorney something to argue for, okay? All right, thank you, Daniel. Alyssa.
Airport, John.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Mrs. Sweet, you're here. Okay. I've been kind of looking for you. All right, Alyssa, you're 17 years old, been here for 30 days. Judge Terry issued a DTA for you for running away from home. I guess she was on probation at the time
That is correct, John.
for misdemeanor assault.
That is correct.
And then mom was at home while you were runaway, got a call from JPS about insurance. And mom told them that you had a warrant out for you. She called us and JPS police brought you here. And you were brought to the hospital by a boyfriend saying that you had an altered state of mind, but he took off after dropping you off, positive for marijuana. Is mom here?
That's negative, Your Honor. She had taken off all last week. There was a sick child that she was unable to get off.
So listen, do you have a regular treating mental health doctor?
I'm sorry?
You have a regular treating mental health doctor? A regular doctor, psychologist, psychiatrist?
No, my mom switches them
She's, so,
because of my insurance.
okay. Mr. Thomas, this is what I want to do. I mean, my concern, Alyssa, my concern really is just mental health. Okay? I mean, just, you know, get your, so whatever life brought you with your mental health needs, whatever it is, I'm not saying it's good or bad, whatever God gave you, that's what you got, okay? And because you have these, I guess, I'm gonna say needs, because of lack of a better term, that you need this medical attention, you gotta get the medical attention, okay? There's two ways to do this. One is you can go with the doctor that your mom sets up, get your medication, be medication compliant, never deal with Judge Kim again. The other option is not do what your mom says, run away, do your own thing, live on the streets or with this boyfriend or whatever, and then you keep on going back and forth with me, and you keep on coming in and out of Kimbo, right? You understand one is a lot more pleasant than the other, okay? All I want you to do is be able to tell me, you're just gonna go and see the doctor and take the prescription that the doctor prescribes as, and only the medicine, drugs that the doctor prescribes, right? So if you prescribe something, you gotta take it. If you don't like it, then you gotta go back to the doctor, change the prescription. That also means that you can't smoke weed. And the reason why is because all drugs have what's called a synergistic effect. Marijuana, THC will affect other psychotropic medication. So that means whatever the doctor prescribes you doesn't work anymore because you're also smoking weed. You're adding a different drug to your body. Do you understand? You're in that place in life, whatever life gave you, that you just can't smoke weed because you have other medical needs. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Do I have to worry about you not seeing your doctor?
Yes, sir.
I want your promise that you're just gonna go to the doctor like your mom is gonna set up, take the medication. If you don't like it, they'll let you, and then they'll change it, okay? We're good with that?
Yes.
I mean, you've been here for a month. It's not worth, how long did you run away for?
6 months.
6 months? And it wasn't worth it, was it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm gonna try this. So I'm gonna go ahead and release you to your mother, okay? Mr. Thomas, we need to, Alyssa, it is your duty, not Mr. Thomas's duty, it's your duty to contact Mr. Thomas, email, phone call, whatever. Let him know when the doctor's appointment is set up within a week, okay? If not, I'm just gonna sign another warrant for you, okay? You don't have to have an appointment within a week, you just have to set it up. And so Mr. Thomas knows. If Mr. Thomas doesn't hear from you, I'm just gonna sign a warrant for you, okay? All right, thank you, Alyssa.
Thank you, Anna.
All right, Ms. Uzuedo, Tyrion.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes. Thank you. All right. Tyrion, 17 years old, level 3 confined. You were on probation for failed ID, a misdemeanor. And so you came in July 4th for an EM violation. Did we ever confirm the violation?
Yes,
Do we know where you went?
it just showed that he went to some apartment complexes in the area where he lives. He was supposed to be at work, but he left work early. And Dad was picking him up to take him to something that they had planned, and but he wasn't available.
Right. Do we have a parent here?
No, sir.
All right, it's working. So why is he level 3 confined?
It basically, for peer conflict and also for threatening staff.
Threatening staff. All right, well, Tyrion, this is the silliest thing. You are on misdemeanor probation, which would have discharged soon anyways, and then you violate your electronic monitor, and then now you're here, you're threatening staff, and you're 17. So at this point, you know my policy. If you're 17 and you go downtown. Here's a problem that I have. Did I make a deal with him last time about letting him go? Get the level outstanding? Okay. Because I wouldn't have been that stressed about electronic monitor. Probably just want to stay at the next 10-day hearing, see what's going on, and let you go. But I'm not gonna reward you for threatening staff. Okay. And then we have a chance to talk to that?
Yes, there appears to be some family conflict that belongs on.
I can only imagine. Okay. Well, Tyrion, this is a pickle that you put yourself in. Since you're going downtown, we no longer have behavior levels because it is the adult jail, not the juvenile detention facility. So I'm just, at this point, I could go and move you downtown. And then we're gonna have to figure out how to get you out of there at some point, because I can't rely on these 10-day hearings because I don't know what behavior level is. And this is what you heard me say earlier. You're free to you're free to choose. You're just not free to choose your consequence. But you knew what the consequence was if you're 17, get to level 3. Yes, Ms. Uzui.
Yes, Your Honor, I want to make this report. Judge. Yeah, the rest of the good when he came into his trial, and he said one standing, and then so if you would please, like, keep him here still, and just give him another chance, and if he doesn't get it right, then he can go and run.
Well, here's,
Like, give him.
and normally I'd be curious about the peer conflict, because like that other child, it may be one of those, somebody jumped in and he was defending himself. The problem is he's threatening staff, right? And I'm just, there's no excuse for threatening staff. So I'm looking at the report, the incident report, I think Mr. Reyes has sent me today. All right, so we had, I guess, 3 others try and jump you, is that right? See, but when the staff tried to restrain you, you tried to continue to struggle, and they had to take you to the ground. Ms. Cruz, tell me more about the threatening staff.
Your Honor, I only know who's in the meeting report, that's it. So,
Do you have that? No, I have the incident report. I'm just wondering about this threatening
This
staff.
says negative peer interaction with the threatening staff.
There's no documentation on threatening staff? So who in detention was out?
I can speak to the night, depending what time it happened.
Like, is it possible they just put an entry saying threatening staff and no notes whatsoever?
If I can clarify,
Yes.
there's kind of an ongoing gang war going on in the back that has divided 2 halls, this gang over here, there's been a lot of gang tension. So that's where the situation arose from, as well as the other one.
Well, I see the peer conflict. What I'm concerned about is the threatening staff.
Oh, and what was exactly said?
Like, what was the threat?
I'm checking that.
I mean, that'll be in the records?
Well, William responded to that.
Okay, yeah, bring him in. We'll wait. Oh. I just signed it. I'm the color.
Oh.
I mean, I guess she can refuse.
Oh, no. That's very sad.
She can decline.
Your Honor,
Yes,
it's in the report that we don't seem to call the DM violation statement. If you're aware of that.
the what?
Oh, the DM violation, we're not going to file that.
Oh. Okay.
So that you-
Yeah, no, I understand where y'all are coming from. So tell me about this. They can put entries like this in the notes and no documentation?
Yes, we don't need the instant report until several days later, so it's kind of hard for us to know.
So what day did the threatening start happen?
It says 7/19.
So yesterday?
In my understanding, Your Honor, is there is a log, hard log that they can write it in, and reports are written from that, so, but we just don't get copies of it. Yeah, Ms. Burns did work in detention, if you'd like her.
Yeah, so how do we get the copies of it?
So the hard copy of the logs are placed in their big files that are in the front, but the way it works is there's a very short space on the logs where you can actually detail them. And there's a different person that puts it in the computer that ends up taking those notes. And so if there's not a clear or direct contact between the person that happens with or the person that's recording it, it could be a lapse.
Right. Okay, so were you the victim of this threatening stuff?
No, sir, I'm one of the supervisors,
Right.
the staff member's not here today,
Okay,
but the other supervisor called him on the phone and spoke with him just now. And the actual threat was, when you let me out of my room, I will kill you.
I mean, I'm not gonna let you go then if you're trying to kill somebody. So. And this is stemming from gang-related affiliations?
And from what I understand, there were several kidnappings earlier in the week as well, so I'm sure it's kind of an ongoing challenge. Because there's several kidnappings that he was with for earlier in the week as well.
Joining a gang is one of those great decisions in life, right? All right, well, Tyrion, I don't know what led you to this situation, but here we are. So at this point, you're 17, you're level 3, that's my rule. I'm gonna send you downtown for now. We'll figure out what's going on going forward. But you knew that coming in here, you knew that while you're here, every day while you're here. Once you're 17, you gotta be level 1 no matter what. So we'll see you at a future hearing.
Thank you, Emma.
Thank you, Mrs. Uye. Francisco.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. hepatitis, a la carte. They're both level 3s, I believe. Yes. We just filled the bus. All right, Francisco, 16 years old. Police saying on July 4th, about 12:30 in the morning, robbery call. Juveniles said that his brother wanted to speak with him outside. Victim went outside, met by Francisco, another unidentified juvenile. Went to secluded area, confronted him. And Francisco was upset for dancing with the guy dancing with his girlfriend at the party. So you'd get money for this. So you know money, demanded chain, refused. And Francisco allegedly pulled a black pistol from his waistband, demanded to surrender the chain. So victim came back outside, saw Francisco leaving with another suspect in a Tahoe. And then while the police were there, Francisco returned, turned himself over, and said that he was the actor. The other male he was with had the chain. Admitted taking the chain because of being disrespected for the guy dancing with his girlfriend. Also found 2 baggies of a white powdery substance identified as cocaine. So you have aggravated robbery and Mr. Cocaine. Mr. Beaver, your thoughts?
Yes, sir. Thank you. I would just like to remind the court that this is the first time that Mr. Barnes has been in contact with the juvenile justice system, that his parents have been here, they're supportive of him. He's on grade level in school, that he is supposed to be attending summer school right now. Of course, with him being here, he's not able to do that. But his mother, both parents, would be able to take him home. He has no history of being a runaway. Yes, if he used up an electronic monitor.
So parents are here.
The mother's here, the father had to leave.
So help me out, Mom, trying to figure out where the gun came from and where the cocaine came from.
He had, I'm thinking the other friend that he was with
So
at that party.
this is the one like there's like some graduation party or something, right?
It was a 15,
15.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, cause he didn't have nothing. I mean, trust me, I was the one that put the clothes on him. I chose his clothes to go to this party. I was with him.
who is this friend, do you know?
No,
So what, so, I mean, Mom, this is, all right, so your thought is it was a friend's gun, friend's drug that ended up in Francisco's possession. Francisco admitted to stealing the chain and that ended up in a friend's possession, right?
that's the only thing I knew. It was that he took a chain. I didn't know he had a weapon. I mean, every time I talk to him, he's always saying he didn't have a weapon.
And the victim said, right, pulled a black pistol from his waistband, and they found cocaine in his pocket. Mom, are you really sure that your son was given the cocaine, was holding it for his friend?
I was thinking so, yes,
Are you
because I
sure
mean,
you're
every
sure?
time I mean, he's at the house 24/7. I mean, this is the only time that he did this. I mean, he's never gone out. I mean, he works with Dad from 6 in the morning till 7, 8 at night. And Dad sleeps in the living room, so he does not have a way to get out,
I think you're in denial.
probably.
I mean, I know you love your son, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, there's cocaine in his pocket. All right.
Your Honor, if the court would place him on sweat patch, that would, of course, also would monitor and ensure that he's not abusing anything.
So you said Francisco works. Where does he work?
He's a bricklayer.
Who's this girlfriend? Do you know?
Nope. I just saw her that day that whenever he got arrested, that's the only time I've ever seen her.
So Mom, I'm gonna say this, because I really like you, like I like your energy, but I think there's a lot of things about your son you don't know.
I know.
Okay, I think we're learning a lot as this goes on.
I mean, apparently since 4 years ago, I haven't, because I go to dialysis and I'm not at the house like
Sure.
I normally do. And if I do go home the days like today that I do dialysis, I go home straight to bed. Why? Because I get like tired
Yeah.
and I feel like drained out.
Yeah. All right, this is, Francisco, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna approve your release. We're gonna go ahead and get a hair follicle test or a nail bed sample. So I wanna go back in time, because I think it's gonna be important to figure out the needs of the child, right? If they're, I'm concerned, I mean, I know about cocaine, I'm now concerned about polysubstance, right? So let's go ahead and get a hair follicle. He's not, is any part of him African American?
No.
No, Hispanic, okay, that's fine. So hair follicle's fine if you want to do that. And then I'm okay after we take the sample, then go ahead and release him on sweat patch, EM, he cannot work, right? I think he's doing way too much on his own, and I don't approve of that. So he's just gonna school and home, but you don't want the sweat patches, okay, just it absorbs the oil coming out of your skin, so you use anything that's gonna be soaked up in there, right, when we send it off to lab. Now, Francisco, I'm telling you what, I'm not real comfortable releasing you, but I'm gonna do it for a couple reasons. One, you've never been here before. Two, more importantly, you came back, you told the police, hey, it was me. You started to accept responsibility. That to me is a big part of showing that you're rehabilitated and that you're on the right path. The fact that you're man enough to say, hey, look, if there's a consequence, I'm gonna own up to the consequence. That's what's doing it. Had we had to go find you, the police had to find you, I'd still be holding you. But the fact that you showed up and tried to do the right thing, allegedly, then actually I'll give you credit for that. Okay? So Mom, that tells me that somewhere along the way, you gave good values. Okay, yes, Diego?
Your Honor, can we request a no contact with the complaining witness in this case as well?
Yeah, no contact, well, yeah, no contact with girlfriend or complaining witness or the, whoever the juvenile companion is. So you're gonna have to give up the name of who you're with. I mean, that's just one of the conditions, so we know who you cannot have contact with. If you don't want to give up your friend's name, then you don't get out, okay? This is just part of being a kid. All right, good luck to you, Francisco. Yes, sir.
By way of just clarifying the details, the sample has to be taken prior to his release.
Prior to release, so you're not getting out today. It's probably maybe tomorrow, whenever they can go and get the hair sample. And at that point, once we have the sample, we will release you.
I'm aware that the contractor comes regularly on Thursdays.
Okay?
I will call him, see if he can't come
Yeah,
tomorrow.
if you come early, great. If not, it's gonna be Thursday, but you have your way out. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Josiah. Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, Josiah, June 12th, 1 o'clock afternoon, 4th PD went to a shooting call. 17-year-old victim, Joshua, this is the friends playing with gunshot.
Yes, sir.
How long do they have to file the petition? 30 days, right?
Yes, sir.
Why does it say actual stay 32 days?
Take that account
promised details. Stevie's been in custody since June 18th when we turned him in, Judge.
Is it 30 calendar days or 30 business days?
My understanding is it's 30 business days.
Somebody else might know.
I do.
That's right. As soon as I turned around, you knew what I was doing, right? Who knows what's out there ahead?
Your Honor, I believe it's business days.
Your
I
Honor,
believe it's 20 days, business days.
Who knows the code of the citation?
Kelly does. Yeah,
Kelly does?
it's working days, Your Honor.
Yeah, do you know what the code is?
That I do not know. 5401?
Before one Q. We have a parent here?
Yes,
And what's the plan?
I was just assuming that he would go home on a monitor. He will have supervision by an adult all the time. He has a tremendous support system at home and outside of the home. Everybody's willing to do whatever we need to do to help him as this proceeds forward. Also counseling.
You have a counselor lined up?
We don't, but I could get one today.
You have insurance?
Yes. Also, we have a pastor that is willing to counsel him through church as well.
Any history of running away?
No.
Where is Grace like in school?
He has to be redirected constantly, but with redirection, he does good. We had previously talked about him getting his GED though, and just with what's going on now, I'm not sure what's going to happen with school, like what we can actually do. But whatever we need to do, that is what we're going to do forward.
Okay, but you didn't answer my question. Where's Grace like?
B's and C's.
What's his attendance like?
He did most remotely this year, but I was the one that was dropping him off every day. So he was in school.
Was he staying in school when you dropped him off?
Yes. Your Honor, I really feel like I know the severity of this situation, and I know that it's a tremendous tragedy. But I also know that my son needs to be home with his family right now. And I just, we all just want to help him, just in whatever way.
I understand. All right, Josiah, at this point, Mr. Houston, what I'm seeing here, it looks like a negligence case. I don't see the malice aforethought. So I'm going to go ahead and release some electronic monitor that he is required to start either therapy or PTSD therapy or trauma-based counseling. Okay. I'm going to have an electronic monitor to say you have no contact with the victim's family. Any apology or anything can't be through you until this case is over. Even that's part of, unless it's part of the process, if the doctor recommends it or prescribes it, then you can get permission from me. But until then, no. But this is a large part. I'm thinking about danger to the community issue or danger to yourself. You know, this isn't like a planned robbery or anything. Everything I see shows those just an accident. That's isolated. All right, Mr. Houston?
Thank
All right.
you. Thank you. Jayla. I'm sorry. Caleb. Oh, he's the one that we did. Oh, that's Marcus, buddy. So, Richard. Yes. Glasses yesterday? Where's it? You weren't here, was it? Okay.
Yesterday, but it's okay.
I thought I saw you, but you know. All right. Richard. Level 1 acceptable. Why is he only level 1 acceptable?
The only thing that says is that he lost points, doesn't give me a reason. It says he lost points on the 20th. And I asked Richard, and he said he didn't know.
Didn't know why he lost points. And the notes don't say why he lost points. Right. Why do we even consider this behavioral health anyways now? It's like they're arbitrary.
Saturday.
So would they be in the book, this mythical book we talk about?
I don't know, I just don't know if they just have an interest since it's today, that it happened today.
Oh. So would something like this be in the book?
Well, they can actually use their left drop from a 1O to a 1A without having any, like infractions on the back. So basically each period, they get a 0, 1, 2, or 3. So if you're doing everything, great, you get a 3. If you're just needing redirection, he might have got a 2 on 2 or 3 different periods. He might have lost 3 points, but not had a specific infraction.
I swear one day I'm just gonna release every kid, and then for 1 week I'm gonna hold every kid. If I can't trust y'all on your behavioral system, why do I even care? So I'll just 30 days of not releasing a single child, and then what happens? That's not even as bad as the one that was making up the levels. Just order. You know about that, Diego?
No, sir.
Yeah, they were just arbitrary, like, they said, oops, it was a mistake, human error, and put somebody at level 3. Or no, I'm sorry, level 3 to level 1.
The heck of an MC.
Yeah, twice. 2 different kids in 2 days. So. All right, Richard. Grandpa PD brought you in. Guy called the police saying you had guns in your room, walked in, you jumped up, tried to cover him with a blanket. They took possessions of 2 9mm pistols that were stolen out of Kirsten. Refused to say where you get guns from, said you were no snitch. That's easy. I can go and sting you. Thank you, Richard. Down here. I know. Look, if your son's gonna play that game with me, I'm not gonna play that game. Kids get shot by accident all the time. But come back in. What do you have to say?
There's more on the office for as it relates to where they got. It's not him saying where they got.
All right. So Hearst PD got a call from Kentucky Windage and Hearst. So they were driving by, saw somebody hit the window of the gun shop. Police called, got there, front door had been smashed. Entry was made. When they got to the store, found a glass case that had been smashed. Gun stolen. There's a silver hammer with a blue or black handle on the ground. Owner said 8 pistols were stolen out of the glass case, 1 rifle taken. They got serial numbers. Surveillance shows an Asian or Hispanic male wearing a face mask and gloves walk up, smash the front door, get inside. Glass case, smashes it, drops the hammer, takes the pistols out, and a small bag he was carrying. Turns to grab the rifle from the display, leaves to the front door. You match the description from the store surveillance. Talk to, I guess, we had talked to police, and had the blue double bag that matched the description of the burglary. Found 5 additional pistols in your room under the furniture. Called the police, came back with other guns. Confirmed clothing and earring that matched the suspect. And identified you. You have a prior arrest for assault, drug possession, another assault, family violence. So now you're looking at felony theft of firearms. You went from what I thought was just unlawfully carrying a weapon, which is a misdemeanor, to now a felony theft of firearm, which can be committed to CJJ. So given the fact that now you're stealing guns, that's even worse. I'm definitely not really stealing. Thank you, Richard. There is no situation so bad you can't make it worse.
That's why I asked the license matches on the first.
You did what?
I asked the license matches.
I just thought you had a couple of guns. I'm not. Yeah, that's federal too. Stealing from a gun dealer. Morgan, is this something that you're going to tell Randy about?
Maybe.
This was in your 30 minutes?
It might be in my 30 minutes.
Your 30 minutes. Okay. I guess you're all going to speak cover. All right, Morgan, 15 years old. You were here back in June for family violence? And now you're positive marijuana. So what do you have? Yesterday, 4 people brought you in. Do we have a parent here? Hi, Mom. Okay, you look familiar. All right, so Mom called, police said that you and you had your boyfriend, Morgan, had her boyfriend, James Alice. Oh, okay, Mom's boyfriend. Mom said that you and Morgan argued about having a friend spend the night, which Mom approved of. That Mom found out that you and her friend were trying to sneak in Morgan's boyfriend. Mom told Morgan to tell her friend to stay in the living room to separate them because she was in trouble. Morgan got upset, started talking back, got Mom's face, shoved Mom. Boyfriend stepped in, grabbed Morgan to stop her from fighting, punched him in the face, caused a scratch on the bridge of his nose, wrestled. Victim gave same account, admitted to grabbing Morgan and holding her down until the mother told her to stop. Morgan said that Mom came and pushed her, she pushed Mother back. Boyfriend came in, grabbed her, slammed her against the wall, grabbed her hair, hit her head with the bedroom doorknob, punched her in the eye, leaving a cut black eye. And both he didn't believe you. CPS investigation. And you're positive for marijuana. I released you on July 6th on electronic monitor. We did a psychological, you had a setting up on August 6th with Judge Porter. And the July to June 6th, assault and violence, what was that about? Do we have? Okay, well, what is, you know how I initiated?
Yes, Mom was late, she was picking up.
Oh, that's right, got upset at Mom for being late picking her up. All right, Mom, question, so mental health needs for your daughter, are there any, does she have prescriptions?
She does have prescriptions. I walked out of the house and left them. I'm gonna have to go back and bring them back up.
Was she prescribed medication compliant yesterday?
Actually, I have searched her room and found several doses of her medicine that she had been stuffing inside of the stuffed animal.
So can you notice the difference between when she's on medication and not? Okay. So, all right, Morgan, I'm gonna hold you for now. If anything, I'm just heart to heart. Obviously, the doctor found that you need medication. Okay. You don't like the way it makes you feel, you got to go back to the doctor and change the prescription. But you can't just stop taking it. You can't not take it. And I think you heard me tell a kid earlier, you can't smoke weed because that's another drug, and drugs have synergistic effects. They interfere with or amplify the effects of other drugs. So if you're smoking weed, well, because I think she does positive, correct? Okay, so if you're smoking weed while you're on this other prescribed medication, that throws off what the doctor's prescribing. Here's what makes it worse. The doctor doesn't know how to prescribe the right dose for you because since THC is not a controlled substance, there's no prescription milligrams of THC based on the potency, like in the lab. The doctor, you're asking the doctor to hit a moving target because you may take edibles one time and vape another, and ditch weed another, right? And you understand your body reacts differently. You're not on a THC prescription that's created in the lab, but there's no way the doctor can get the right prescription for you. And then it's definitely not going to work and not make you feel right. Okay. You're just, whatever God gave you in life, you just can't smoke weed. I mean, that's just the way it is. Okay. You just have to accept that. So for now, until your medication compliant, I'm not even considering releasing it. You have to get on your beds, make sure they're right. If they're not right, you let Miss Alonso know, and we will get your mom to set up another appointment, go back to the doctor, and start adjusting it until you do feel it's right. Okay? All right. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you, Mom. Okay. Jayla. Yes. Thank you. All right, Jayla. Never been here before. This morning, 4 TV brought you in. They're saying that there's a bait car saw you enter the big car, drove to an apartment complex. They dispatched a patrol car, parked in, and jumped out after seeing the patrol car, ran away when they said stop. After a chase, they found you, searched, found a small plastic baggie with white crystal-like substance, believed to be methamphetamine. And you're a runaway status. Do you have a parent here? Hi, Mom.
Hi.
All right, so first question is, what was Jayla doing up? Oh, he was runaway. How long was he runaway for?
He was in summer school, and I'll say on Friday, he approached me with a young lady, saying, I'm gonna say Thursday night.
Wait, so hold on, Mom. So how long was he runaway for?
I'm gonna say at least two weeks.
2 weeks.
Maybe a little bit.
Okay. So do you know where he was the whole time?
I've been on him all of the time, and that's when I had to file the runaway report, because when I tried to get the police involved, they were like, we don't have any paperwork, we can't intervene. So I had to file the.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
You know your son was, there's a chance he's using meth?
No, I did not know.
Okay. You want us to do like
Please.
a drug test?
Please, I would like to know.
That means
I would.
if it's one thing, it's just marijuana, right? It's another thing, it's meth, cocaine, you know, all these other drugs out there, opiates, heroin. Like, I'd like to know all the things they use.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and do that. So, like, Mom, I'll be honest, it was a fake car. That probably tells you more than anything that your son, really, people that caught fake cars, one of two people. One, there is a crime of opportunity because the police set up an apartment that's really convenient for it to be stolen. So it's really kind of lazy people. Two, it's actually, I hate to say it, but like you have to be dumb to get in there. Like it's pretty obvious. I don't know which one your son is, but really it indicates all the fake car stuff I've seen is either lazy or stupid.
Yeah.
And it's probably more lazy than anything else at 16 years old.
Yeah.
Nothing indicates that he's dumb. So, but that's, I'm not stressed about the fake car. It worked. I am stressed about the methamphetamine though.
Me, I would like to know more about it.
That's a really big deal for me. Running away from the cops and running away from you, that bothers me. That bothers me more than running away from the police.
Yeah.
All right. Jim, you respect your mom. I mean, she's your mom. All right. Turn 18, go on your own, but until then, you gotta respect the lady. Okay. So meanwhile, I'm gonna hold you until we find out the results of drug test, and I'll decide what to do with you. That's just the nature of the beast. You got caught with meth in your pocket. I'm curious what else is going on. Okay. And if you're clean, man, that's good for you. All right. If you're dirty, it's not bad for you. It just tells us what direction we need to go. And that's also information that your mom needs to have. Okay. What you're gonna find out through this whole process, Julie, is that your mom and I are working together. You're not gonna beat us. Okay. All right. So get your behavior level, keep your behavior level up. Back there, do well. We're gonna find a way to get out of here, but I'm not gonna release you until I know what drugs you're using, if you're using. Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Yes, Mom.
May I see him before you leave? I haven't seen him in 2 weeks.
So we have, when's our visitation for parents?
Thursday.
Okay, you're gonna have to wait till Thursday. And the reason why, because he is actually he's detained in a secure facility, and he's also in COVID quarantine, and we have all these other things. But we do have the visit set up on Thursday, all right? So, and we just started a couple months ago. There's a whole year we weren't doing in-person visits. So, Mom, I know it's stressful for you, but it's just 48 hours. Okay. He can't run away from here.
I know.
All right. Thank you, Mom. Philip. Sorry. Ma'am. Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you. So it's dragging longer. I don't think it's me. I think these cases. There's some more difference, actually. One more thought provoking. I wish I could be just like Judge Terry, just like, nope, yup, yup, nope. All right, Philip. So you're 15, this all started, well, you were 11 with a weed case. and you're 13, assault of a peace officer or a judge, which is dismissed for deferred prosecution. And a 14, unlawfully carrying a weapon, a firearm, which you got probation for. You're brought in here, you're positive for marijuana. So oh, it's probation discharge. Okay, so you finish your probation. 4-3, brought you in, court the police about 5 o'clock. Saw a red Dodge Charger, not make a stop. Go through the intersection, pass the stop sign. Activated overhead lights, follow the driver, ran through stop signs, driving through neighborhoods, and not pulling over despite the police lights. Finally stopped on Grayson. You were the driver, and near your home. There are no passengers to be brought here for felony evading arrest with a motor vehicle. You're positive for weed. Do you have a parent here?
Yes.
Whose red Charger is it? Is it yours?
My mom.
It's your mom's. Did he have permission to drive it?
He did have permission to drive it. He had it from the night before because we had a gender reveal party. And
Okay, so I'm gonna stop you for a second. Does he have a hardship license? Does he have a driver's license?
you know,
Okay, so how does he have permission to drive a car when he doesn't have a driver's license?
I know. So my mom gave him permission because he was taking a girlfriend and all the presents that they got yesterday or the day before yesterday.
So your mom could, yeah, I guess your mother.
Yes.
So grandma gave a 15-year-old without a license permission to drive another person in a car.
Yeah, basically.
Where does he get the weed from?
I don't know. I mean, neighborhood. I don't know.
Oh, come on, Mom, you gotta know if he's smoking weed or not.
Well,
That's your
I
job.
know that he has before smoked weed. I know that he's been positive for marijuana. Me and probation officer, have tried to get him off of it. He was doing good.
I know he's positive for weed. I'm asking where he gets it from. Like that, Mom, that's your job, is to keep your son from doing drugs. So, and that's my question, like, where does he get the weed from? That's your responsibility. Is that sister or is that girlfriend? How old are you, girlfriend? I'm sorry? 16? Do you have a driver's license? Where does he get the weed from? How long have you been dating? You mind standing up? I have trouble hearing you. You've been dating for 2 years and you don't know where he gets his marijuana from. And Mom doesn't know where he gets his marijuana from. Like, Mom, he got arrested for marijuana in 2018. He was 11 years old, right?
He had it at school. I believe that's where
Okay.
it's at.
So you know marijuana is a problem for Philip,
Yes.
but yet he continues to use, and you're not particularly aware.
I mean, because he's not allowed to use at home. I don't smoke. Nobody in my house smokes. I don't like it. I don't want it around. So if he's, out or like with his friends and things, I mean, most likely it's what he does. It's most likely what they do. I mean, I'm not gonna say there's millions of people that sell marijuana.
And it's your job to stop your son from using.
And I've tried, and he's done counseling, and I've told him that, he needs to stop. He's not doing the right thing, but there's times, I can't always be right on him. I do have other children, and, I have things that have to be done around the house, have to be, just different things that I have to do.
You realize one of the things you have to do is keep your son from doing drugs.
I know, and I've tried, and I've spoke to him and everything. I know that he hangs out with other kids that probably do the same thing.
Okay, and I don't want to presume anything, but I just have a question for your girlfriend. You seem like you're, are you pregnant?
Yes. She is.
So grandma let an unlicensed 15-year-old drive a pregnant girl around.
Yeah.
Is Philip the father of this baby?
Yes. So basically, well, we have got the application to try to get him his driver's license, like the permit. Because I had got it at a young age, so I told him how to
But
do
even
it.
if you had a permit, Mom, there wasn't an adult in the car. He couldn't have driven anyways, even with a permit. The permit's not a license.
The one, well, not the, well, the one that I'm talking about, I had it when I was 14. And it allowed me to drive from a certain time to a certain time without having an adult with me. And that was because I had to go to doctor's appointments and things like that. So I've been trying to get it for him because sometimes we don't have time to take her. So he would be the one to take her.
Okay, where are your parents? Please stand up. Where are your parents? Why are they not taking you to the doctor?
Well, she works, mom works.
Your mom works. And she's unable to take you to the doctor?
Well, her time is 10 p.m. to 7 a.m.
So you're not answering the question though. So your parents can't, your mom can't take you to the doctor?
Sometimes she can.
But Philip, you need to listen to your attorney and not talk. Like, you can only make this worse. This is not going well for you at all, and I haven't even talked to you yet. I'm not going to, because I'm really trying to protect you here. What is your name, young lady?
Right.
Mariah. Austin, this has your name written all over it. Mr. Adler.
Judge, I have an idea that's way outside.
Okay, I'm open to ideas because I'm at loss for words.
Now that I see Mr. Carter. Maybe the judge, but the court would consider, maybe not this time, but at least the next time, strict house arrest, parenting classes.
For who?
For him and for I know you don't have jurisdiction over her, but as a condition, they had to take parenting classes. Prenatal care.
What about his mom?
Well, that's.
And grandma too. I think they all need parenting classes.
Well, I don't at this point disagree.
Yeah.
But to maybe break the cycle, maybe send him home, strict house arrest, parenting classes, and any kind of drug treatment at home to start this process so that when this child is born, maybe he's ahead of the game for a kid his age, for a juvenile his age, including the mom too.
So, I mean, Mr. Adler, this is just a wreck, right? I mean, 11 years old with a weed case, taking drugs to school. Then he has a gun charge, so I'm only presuming that he's still using weed this whole time. So he's got drugs and guns. Now he's going on car chases for the police. Philip, you don't understand. The history that you're setting up is almost telling me the only way to give your kid a chance is to make sure you never see your kid. I mean, that's the path you're going down. Yeah, Mr. Adler, I'm not okay releasing him now because I think even driving his pregnant girlfriend around without a license, and to me, that's just putting this unborn child at risk too. This is grandma's fault. I mean, that's not even really Philip's fault. It's grandma's fault. But with the supervision
If
that
I
he's
can
getting,
make sure he doesn't drive or anything at all anymore.
but you can't even make sure he doesn't smoke weed.
I understand that, but I will keep, like, if you put him on the house, I will make sure and keep him, you know,
But
at home.
you
He's
can't
just
keep
not-
them from smoking marijuana, right? How, like, he wasn't supposed to drive in the first place, but you were still okay with it. So now all of a sudden, you're gonna make him follow the law because he has the case? That tells me you don't care about what's right or wrong. You're only doing this to make me happy. Which tells me that your mindset is as long as he doesn't get caught, you're gonna do what he wants to do. And I'm not gonna let Philip do that. This is what we call criminal thinking. And that's really what it is. And this is what grandma and you, to a degree, are engaged in. Philip, for sure, is criminal thinking. As long as he doesn't get caught, it's no big deal. And that's the problem is, I want Philip to understand what's right, what's wrong, and do what's right, and not do what's wrong. And he's gonna do whatever he can as long as he thinks he can get away with it. And that's the problem with Philip. And that's the problem that he's gonna set up for his own child that's coming.
Can I say something?
Your attorney is probably telling you not to.
You know what, Judge, go ahead.
All right, Philip, yes.
I was gonna see, every time I was getting in trouble, I would finish everything successfully. I was gonna see if you could give me a chance to show you I would do everything successfully for you. It is, my girl needs me sometimes when people are not around, and I'm there for her. It's just, I was gonna go give my girl something to eat, and that's whenever that happened. And I was just gonna see if you could give me one chance. This is my last chance. If I come back again, I'll do whatever time you want me to do. I just want one last chance to help my girl out.
You had your chance when you were 11 years old bringing me to school.
That was that weed was somebody that they wanted me to hold for it, and that's whenever I got caught with it. I wasn't selling weed, I wasn't smoking anymore. Somebody gave me the weed to hold it at lunch.
When you took possession of weed at school and you got caught, that was your chance in life to set yourself straight and be like, I'm not gonna break the law anymore. Then you get arrested for assaulting a peace officer, right? That was your second chance to go ahead and set your life on the right path. Then you get caught with a gun, which is your third chance to set yourself right. Now you're smoking weed. You didn't have a case, but you're still smoking weed. You knew it was against the law. You've been arrested for weed before. So, I mean, you obviously don't care about the law. Now, you could have pulled over for the police, gotten a ticket. Your grandma would have come pick up the car, gone home, been with your girlfriend. But you blew through lights, putting people's lives in danger.
I did not blow through no light. I was in the,
Stop signs, I'm sorry. You blew through stop signs, putting lives in danger. What if a little kid was walking across? What if a 16-year-old pregnant girl was crossing the street when you went through a stop sign? What if a 15-year-old boy driving grandma's car, not licensed, just happening legally driving, and somebody blew through a stop sign and killed them both? Because you blew through a stop sign.
I understand. I'll just give me one last chance and it'll be my last one. I can do anything for you. I'll do probation, I'll do anything.
The thing is, here's the thing you understand. Yeah.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. So.
Can you ask Mom if he has mental health needs, Judge?
I do.
What do you have? What are you diagnosed with?
That's why I use marijuana, because I got helpless and I don't use my pills.
Why don't you use your pills? Because why?
It just makes me feel worse. You know, the pills do not help me. I go crazy if I take my pills.
What are you diagnosed with?
I don't know what they call it. They just wanted me to take pills and I.
So the doctor never told you what you're diagnosed with? That's correct?
Yes, sir.
And you're telling me when you take your pills, you go crazy?
Yes, sir.
So that's when you smoke weed?
Yes, sir.
Because driving your pregnant girlfriend around and going car chases to the police, that's safe behavior, right?
She wasn't,
I'm sorry?
She wasn't with me.
No, you did drive a 6-year-old girl around when you didn't have a license, right? That's good rational behavior, right? And then going to car chase with the police, that's rational behavior, right? Because that's certainly not crazy. Phil, what you're missing out is, remember that kid that was here earlier? That I let him go because he did the right thing, he manned up to it. Actually, there were 2 kids like that, turned himself in. Here you are, you're still in denial, you're still finding excuses, and you're not manning up to what you did. You're making yourself a victim. Don't make yourself a victim.
No, I am. I know.
You are a victim?
No, I know what I did, sir. I was trying to give me one last chance.
You'll get your chance. You will get your chance. Today's not that day though, right? You can't negotiate with me. This is my decision. You've shown this pattern of behavior. You're just very dangerous for the community. I don't want you driving into the streets that I live in the same county I live in. Monitor doesn't keep you from leaving the house. Not when your grandmother is the one enabling you. It's not like you stole her keys, she gave you permission. Your mom knows you do this. And your mom's okay with this. And your mom's not providing responsibility either. Right? You're getting no supervision. So, yeah, you kind of did it this time, Philip. So I can go and detain you. We'll see you in 10 days, see what happens then. Thank you.
Love you.
Yes.
Thank you.
It was an interesting one today. Carter, do you have an investigator on site?
Judge, I already have 100 cases.
Sorry. He's literally in the courtroom.
I already got 100, I don't need any more.
I was like, shovel, I mean, just kept coming, just, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, just stop, just somebody's tapping